We in a good mood? Good. I hope so. I'm in a good mood. I'm in love, you guys. So, yeah. My boyfriend and I actually just took a pretty big step in our relationship. I spent Christmas with his family for the first time. Thank you. Yeah, he comes from a big Italian Catholic family. And as a Jewish person, it was really cool because I got to see all these Italian Catholic traditions. Like we did the Feast of the Seven Fishes, and we went to midnight mass. And then his mom and I got in string bikinis and we mud wrestled for his affection. It's so important to learn from other cultures. Never stop. It's really important. But I am happy to be in a relationship. It's bad out there, y'all. Yeah. Before my boyfriend and I were together, I was single for the first time in a long time, and it was a bit of a culture shock. Are we experiencing this out there too? Yeah, right? Like, the first thing that I noticed right off the bat that was different was pube expectations. It's a lesser-known Charles Dickens novel, if you're not familiar. Yeah. I just feel like it used to be very clear. It used to be like, go Brazilian or go home, right? Be so hairless, he doesn't know what body part he's touching. I knew what they wanted. But why am I out here Googling pubic hair trends before a date? Is it side part or middle part? I can never remember what's popular. But we've made so much progress in body hair acceptance and body positivity, and I think that's amazing, and I'm so glad that we're doing it. I just worry that the body hair you guys are celebrating is not the body hair that I'm working with. Okay, a lot of eyes just drifted downwards. These are pants, this is not them, okay? I do tape her down for my sets, so just let me know if anything pops out. Like, I don't feel represented by pubes in the media. Unless I'm watching a horror movie and there's like thick fog rolling down the street. That's me. Like, to paint you a picture, left untended, my bush is so powerful it could be behind 9/11. You know what I mean? But I guess it'd be less of an inside job, more of a poking out the sides job. Kind of a mess. Yeah, I don't know what to do with anything that, unless a source of authority tells me. I grew up reading Cosmo. Did anyone else grow up broken? Yeah, absolutely. We were too young to be reading that. If you're not familiar, Cosmo is a magazine that loves to tell women you will never be tall enough, hot enough, thin enough, horny enough, rich enough, anything enough. So it's anti-women, but I think about it a lot, and I actually think that it's anti-men too, which is amazing. It's anti-men in the sense that it taught me how to torture a penis at a young age. Yeah. For those unindoctrinated, every month, Cosmo puts out 100 sex tips. 100. You're lucky if you get me to do one thing during sex, and if it's stay awake, congrats, you beat the rest of the guys, okay? But they would put out 100, and at least one would be bound to be the most unhinged thing I've ever read. The one that stuck with me to this day, because I read it multiple times and thought for years it was a real tip, was to put an ice cube in your cheek before going down on a guy. The nods of recognition are shaking the foundation of this room, okay? If you're looking at me with a blank stare, you probably haven't gotten complimented on your head-giving ability, but let me tell you, usually doesn't start with, ooh, baby, your mouth is so cold with sharp corners. Like, that's not what they want, you know? But how amazing is it that Cosmo had an entire generation of preteens giving their boyfriends freezer burn, okay? That's feminism, and I love that. I love that so much. I will give you guys actually a sex tip for my own personal collection if you're interested, free of charge. It was just the Super Bowl, so ladies, next time you're with your man watching the big game, put a little Frank's Red Hot in this cheek, a little ranch in this one, give him a wing down. He's gonna fucking squirt, okay? Men can squirt. It's not piss. That's a common misconception, actually. Yeah. Are we saying daddy in the bedroom, speaking of? We doing that? One yes in the front. One big silent yes in the front. Okay, anyone else, or do we have a room of 10,000 liars? Because I know you are. I know everybody is. I wish I could. It does not come naturally to me. But we're all friends here. I'll admit this to you. I have been called mommy by 2 separate sexual partners, which I would argue is not the same and not something I wanted, right? Like, that is different. That's a different thing. Because being called daddy is very like, take control. Tell me what to do, right? Being called mommy is like, pick me up from soccer! not the same thing. Like, I'm trying to run train, not a damn carpool, okay? But I'm not surprised that it's not the same thing, because it's sexist. Everything is sexist. Have you noticed that sexism has started to leak its way into our technology? And I'm not just talking about Alexa, that shrill bitch. No, it's everywhere. But it makes sense, right? Because who's coding? Who's mostly a coder? Men. And what do men want? They're mommies. We talked about this, guys. You know the answer. And if you don't believe me, just look at the most popular apps that are out right now. It's like, could you make me a snack? Uber Eats. Could you drive me around? Uber regular, right? Like, if they design an app that can call me my boyfriend's mom's name during missionary, what am I even here for, right? We're screwed. But I don't mind it. I love being a woman, despite the feminism. I love being a woman. I think it's much better than any alternative. And I do acknowledge that along with that comes the territory of having a weird relationship with my body, right? Like, I feel like all women, we don't know what we think, but we know it's bad. And that's kind of where I'm at. I've been trying to think about maybe where I developed that weird relationship with my body. And it's probably something a lot of people have experienced. So excuse me if I'm telling a story you relate to, but it's something weird that Stone Cold Steve Austin said to me. 90s wrestling sensation, Stone Cold Steve Austin, yeah. Yeah, growing up, my dad was the accountant for the WWE. Yeah, which also I'm like, how hard could that possibly be? It's like one chokeslam, okay. I'm done accounting. But my dad was the accountant for the WWE, and one night we're going out to dinner with Stone Cold Steve Austin, which is a sentence just as weird for me as it is for you. And my dad's like, this is crazy, we should commemorate the evening. So Stone Cold, we're on a first name basis. Stone Cold Steve Austin goes to take a knee and pick me up and put me on his knee for the picture. And he goes, oh, we got a big one, don't we? And I was 6 years old. I was 40 pounds. Kind of the hottest I've ever been, right? The voice in your head might say, you're ugly, you're fat. The voice in my head says, Austin, 316, like. And if this isn't sinking in how traumatic this is a man whose job it was to pick up other men. And I was a big one, okay? But I learned a lot that day. I figured out that with men, to communicate, you have to just meet them where they are. So I hit him over the head with a chair, and now we're all good. So I'm not pressed about it. I'm realizing, though, before I leave, I haven't really gotten to know you guys. So I'd like to do a quick poll of the room. Does anyone in here know what vabbing is? Yes. Those were two of the best reactions I could have ever asked for. From the front and a yes from the back. The rest of you will soon understand what those two mean, okay? Because I'm going to ruin your night, and I'm so sorry. Vabbing is something that I learned about when I saw a slew of women on TikTok being like, ladies, if you're not vabbing, you have to start now. I implore you to start vabbing. I got a man, I got a promotion, I got a T-Mobile contract, whatever women want, I don't know. But all of these women begging me to vab. It turns out vabbing is a combination of two words, vagina and dabbing. And it's worse than you think, okay? It is using yourself as perfume. To manifest using pheromones. Yeah. I vab so you don't have to, okay? And I will be the first to admit, I did not have a very good day, okay? People were really fucking mean to me. I got no husband, I got no T-Mobile contract, I got nothing. I'm gonna try one more time on a day where I don't have my period, and fingers crossed, it goes better. You guys have been so fun. I'm Shosh Brodman.